Hey, thanks for coming back for another edition of the Horror Debate. I am Jeff Rowdy Jake here, and alongside me, as always, the man, Michael Mandy.
And this week we are going to be debating the merits of Session 9 from 2001, directed by Brad Anderson, starring everyone's favorite guy from CSI Miami, David Caruso.
Mike, when you told me that Caruso was in this film, and that I had to watch it, I looked at you kind of sideways because like, I can't stand him in CSI.
Yeah, I can't either.
I mean, I'm sitting there, I'll watch New York, I'll watch regular CSI.
Mm-hmm.
I love Gary Sinise. I think he does a great job with that show. But this guy, I mean, talking under his shades like a drunk William Shatner, I'm not digging it.
You know, it's funny. I think the best movie Caruso did was First Blood. Because that one, he actually didn't have his Caruso persona already. You know, he was just like, wow, that guy's kicking our butt, Sheriff.
Yeah.
You know, my God. You know, but now he's like, okay.
Everything has to be very, very serious.
I think he's been watching too much Edward James Olmos from Miami Vice. Because remember, in Miami Vice, it was always like, hey, Crockett and Tubbs, Captain, what should we do?
Right.
All right. You and Tubbs go do it.
Right.
Now let's go to Miami. Gee, you know, there's this guy in there. Look under his eyelids.
Yeah.
There's evidence there. It's like, and then he's got to do the shades, though.
Well, anyway, so I'm sitting there talking to you about the film briefly, and you said, "Oh, this might be pretty good." So, but it's got Caruso in it. What did I say? I said, well, automatically it goes down from 5 to 3 stars just by having Caruso in the film because I can't stand it.
Yeah, you said if David Caruso's in it, just take away 2 stars right off the bat.
But I was wrong.
Amazing. Repeat that for our
audience. I was wrong. The Rowdy one was wrong for the first time, maybe ever.
Yeah.
This was Caruso's finest work. He did not annoy me in the least.
About a half an hour into the film, he looks at me and goes, Caruso's not annoying me.
Oh, my God. I mean, I have nothing against the guy personally. He gets a lot of work, so obviously somebody digs him, you know. But I got to tell you, everything I've seen this guy in previously, maybe with the exception of First Blood, I can't deal with him. It's like I said, it's almost like a really slowed down kind of drunk William Shatner, and I can't deal with it. This film, though, it had beautiful characterizations, very deep, you know, good stuff, setting up a story. You know, that was deeper than most, actually. Yeah. And, you know, like I said, Mike, I've said it a million times, and I'm going to say it again. If you don't like your characters or dislike your characters or have some sort of feeling either way, the movie is ineffective from the start. Now, this movie built them up just great. I mean, I really felt like I had a good idea about who these people were, you know, 30 minutes into the film.
Yeah. Well, one of the nice things about this film is there's not a large cast.
No.
So it's easy to identify. You know what? Actually, now that I think about it, there was only one shot of one woman walking in slow motion. She didn't say a word. There was not one woman in this film, just a woman's voice on a cassette.
And the mention of a woman who was supposed to be the girlfriend of Caruso who left him for one of his co-workers.
Yeah, they talk about a woman.
And we'll just call him Zappa.
This guy looks just like Frank Zappa.
He looked just like Frank Zappa there.
Very cool.
But anyway, Mike, I got to tell you.
Well, tell us, what's the plot of this film, Jeff? Run it down for us. What are we looking at?
They all work for this company. All these guys, Caruso and his boss and Zappa and everybody else, they all work for this company. It's an anti-asbestos company, an abatement company.
A hazmat cleanup company.
Which is hired to do this job, which would normally take, 2-3 weeks is what they were estimating. But they said they're going to get it done in a week for a $10,000 bonus.
Yeah, they really need to get this job.
And it was at an old, like, psychological,
crazy house.
Crazy house. I was trying to be nice. I was trying to be official with it, But it's a loony bin.
It's an asylum.
Right? And basically...
It was closed down a long time ago.
Yeah. And it was cool because it was in the shape of a bat.
Very cool.
When you look at it from the sky, it looks like a bat symbol, which was kind of cool.
And what's funny is there's another CSI connection.
Paul
Goyafoyle or whatever.
Goyafoyle?
Yeah,
That's a lot of syllables, dude.
Basically, he's the chief.
Yeah.
Police chief.
Yeah, I know who you're talking
CSI
about.
CSI Las Vegas.
I love that guy.
Yeah.
I love his dryness. He's one guy that can pull dryness off great.
He's only in at the beginning. He's the guy who owns this asylum, and he hires them, and he's given them the tour, and he's also given us the viewers the tour.
So anyway, basically they get hired. They bring the equipment in, they get started, and all of these characters, like I said, are fleshed out pretty well. So you kind of get into the whole thing. You know, it's actually very interesting to watch the interactions between them and the personalities and whatnot. And so they're doing the job, and stuff starts to go down, doesn't it, Mike?
Yeah, and you even pointed out, you said this movie is 45 minutes in, nothing scary movie has happened, but I'm not bored.
I was not bored because the characterizations were so good.
It starts out, for like 45 minutes, it's just a straight type drama where you're learning about these characters and their problems and what's going on in their lives.
Right.
And after about the hour mark, then it gets a little bit creepy.
A little bit.
But not creepy like a scary movie, more creepy like The Shining.
Definitely.
To me,
definitely had some
owed a
shining
lot
to it. Yes.
You know, this, I could see, I don't know if the director or not, Brad Anderson, was channeling Kubrick. Because this movie had a lot of The Shining things, like low camera angles.
Reminded me a little bit of a Hitchcockian sort of thing, too.
Almost.
You know, a little bit.
I mean, this building is a character in the movie.
Yeah.
I mean, the setting means everything in this movie.
Beautiful.
And just, like I said, a lot of it is just to show time passing. A very cool, almost like a postcard shot of a weird angle of this asylum, and the way the clouds are over it, and the music just with that big
This director knew what he was doing.
Yeah.
He knew how to construct a scene. He knew how to put it together with emotions, with the music and the sound effects. You know, I gotta say, man, this guy's pretty happening.
He wasn't all jump cut, shaky like everyone's nuts for.
Right.
Like I said, the movie is a little slow paced. So you have to pay attention and latch onto the characterization of this.
But it does not hurt the movie. It actually helps the movie. And I know y'all are probably going, oh, Rowdy can't stand a slow movie. But you know what? This built it up to the point to where you wanted to see what was coming next.
Yeah.
It like Mike said, there was no boredom associated with this movie at all. Which that's the highest compliment I can pay it. Is that if you can go at a slow pace and you can build these really vivid characters in a fantastic environment for this type of film, you know, and you see kind of seam it all together, and you're entertained.
Yeah.
You're into it. You're loving it. You know, and I shocked myself. You know, to be honest with you. I mean, I'm sitting there, I'm going, okay, when's it going to get stupid? It didn't get stupid.
You know.
I loved it. Well, I you know what? I'm between like and love, but I thought it was really well done.
Yeah. I mean, it's a nice film. Like I said, it doesn't have a lot of the horror things, you know, no psycho killer running around, dun 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 dun, you know, and chasing after, and girls falling down, and you know, and there's no sex or nudity.
No,
there's no women in it.
It's very unsettling to listen to some of the tapes like the one worker was listening to, and we try to do these debates where we don't give a lot away. So I'm just trying to be really as skimming over the top of this as possible. But it's really unsettling to listen to some of that stuff because it was done really well.
Yeah, over the course of the film, you start to see each one of these guys, their personalities start to turn a bit.
Yeah.
It's just like in The Shining with Jack Nicholson, where he starts twisting. Here it's about 4 guys or 5 guys, and stuff but they still are talking to each other, but you're starting to notice little ticks.
And I got to tell you, George Bush played a great character in this thing. It was unbelievable.
Yeah.
Did he look like George Bush or what?
Yeah, Peter Mullen. He plays Gordon.
Why wasn't he hired instead of that Brolin cat
for the W?
For the W film. I mean, when he's looking out his truck window.
Yeah, from the
that's
low angle.
That's freaking Bush.
Yeah, well, maybe it's because his Irish brogue got in the way.
Oh, I would have overdubbed it. He looked fantastic, man.
Peter Mullen.
Yeah, and he played a great character in this too. I mean, I just thought his emotions, the way you could see him pained, but yet, you know, just still trying to continue a normal existence, and oh my God, it was great. That was great. I mean, I really got into it. I like I said, I could not see where this could have gotten any better as far as the characterizations, the storytelling, all very, very well done. You know, yes, there could have been a little bit more of a horror vibe a little bit earlier into the movie, but I don't know, Mike. This was pretty darn good. I like I said, I'm shocked. I am utterly shocked. There's a movie that kind of came out of nowhere for me. I hadn't heard much about it, and you just happened to have it sitting there on your shelf.
Well, yeah, because I saw this a long time ago because I go to a website, ain'titcoolnews.com, and
that's not a free plug, Give us some love, man.
And so everyone was talking about how great this film was and this director, and he knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
So of course, naturally, I went and got it and checked it out, and I watched it way back in 2002, and I didn't remember much about it, so I remember this had a big buzz to it way back when. So Jeff, we should watch this.
Yeah, well, I'm glad we did. This is a happening flick, and I think all things considered, it couldn't have been much better. Hey, I'm happy. I ended the film on a good note. I was feeling good about it, so I'm going to give it 3 stars. It's not quite a 4. I'd say between a 3 and a 4.
So in other words, if Caruso wasn't in it, this would have been a 5-star movie.
You know what? It's pretty darn close. See, this is the kind of thing I like, Mike. You know how I dig the stir of echoes, Shining, this sort of thing. It's a more cerebral thing. Where it's not just all kind of force-fed to you.
Yeah, like that Haunting remake.
Right. I mean, this made you think. It made you get into it. You weren't force-fed the whole movie. I love that stuff. I love when you can leave a movie and your mind kind of works on it for a while after you finish the movie. And that's what this did for me. So I'm pretty pleased. I think it's a strong 3. It was close to a 4. I think there was it was a little slow to be a 4-star movie, but it worked for this type of film.
Yeah. Well, like I said, I give all the credit. The director obviously knows what the heck he's doing, and I mean with the music and the settings and the way that he got this asylum to be a character in the movie.
Yeah.
And just the creepiness of when they're walking down the hall and just the slow camera angles and then the way the music would build or come back. And obviously this guy knows what he's doing. But it's unlike The Shining, where at the end was the horror part and it got your pulse racing, where Jack Nicholson's chasing down Shelley Duvall with the axe and all that stuff. This doesn't have a big finish.
Well, it does ramp up.
It does wrap up, but it's not a big wrap up. It's just
not ramp.
Yeah.
It got to get your heart going towards the end. Not like a Shiny. You're right.
This is more like a reveal.
Yes. Because your mind is working all through this film going, okay, what's going on? What happened there? They got you guessing, and then all of a sudden it all starts to fall into place. They start kind of letting you in on a little bit of stuff, and you're like, oh,
Yeah. But, I don't know. The ending, I thought, could have had a little bit more. This movie really, I don't think, was a horror film. It's more of a suspense film.
Not so much of a horror film.
It's a mood piece. Definitely awesome mood.
Well,
but just a suspense with the end was a reveal, and you just go, okay.
I think there was enough horror elements in it to be something that we, of course, debate. But no, I agree. I think it's more of like a strong, kind of creepy drama. But of course, the little pokey through the eye hole thingies, that was kind of. I mean, that's right up our alley, Mike.
Yeah.
I mean, so
that was a good part.
Yeah,
that was a good part.
Good enough to.
I'll give it a 3 then.
Yeah. It's a strong 3 for me. Like I said, I might have given it a 4 if it was just a little stronger paced. But it kind of worked for this film. Yeah, I'm torn. I'm torn. But
also the majority. Here's another trip. Another strange thing that's on horror film about this. It all takes place in the daytime.
This is true.
The only darkness in this movie is when the power generator fails inside.
Yeah.
And wasn't that cool when the guy was running down the hall and he was trying to beat the lights shutting down in front of him?
I knew where you were going with that.
The director, once again, that's a talented director there, filming that scene that way.
That's freaking mullet, baby.
Mullet head.
Yeah, his name was Jeff too, no relation. But he, man, I'll tell you what, he was party in the back, but the guy told him he was going to be business in the front.
Oh, one of the funny things. One of the funny things about this movie, Caruso gets in here smoking a joint.
Oh, yeah.
They're having a break. They're having a break on the rooftop, and Caruso's smoking a joint. And I'm going, wait a second. Their job, they wear these hazmat suits to protect their lungs from bad stuff. And here he is, smoking a joint. I thought that was kind of fun.
Well, Mike, like I said, man, this is something I think that more people should sit down and give a chance to. I mean, this flick is worth your time. I mean, you're talking about 100 minutes, and you're never bored. Yeah. What other films can you say that about? You know, I mean, seriously. I mean, I always fall asleep somewhere.
Yeah.
You know, and this is happening. This is the goods, Mike.
Yeah, so like I said, be prepared for a slow-paced film with no distractions. You can't have the kids running around
No.
or the dog, or no, you've got to turn all the lights off, watch this film, and at the end, be prepared for it's not going to be a big, climactic explosion film. No, it's just, here's the answer.
Yeah.
And there's the answer.
Yep.
All right.
Mikey, good stuff, man. Go see this film.
All right, I'm Michael Mandy. He's Rowdy Jeff, and we'll talk to you next week at the Horror Debate.